No surprises or eyebrows raised after our first map between FaZe and Heroic. We do see FaZe take that one and some spectacular rounds for us to understand and dissect. We have Chad Birchall and Janko Paunovic hanging out with me, Alex Richardson. I never say my own name. What's a good way to introduce myself? I never know.
Me, Machine.
It's me, I go like...
The big dog.
You know, I have Janko, Chad joined by myself, Machine. That's like what I tend to go for, but there's no
You can go Alex Richardson.
What do you reckon? Should I go for that? Like,
or
I am your host. I feel like that's a bit cheesy. Like, hi, I am your host.
You introduce the people first, and you say, and
myself.
Alex Richardson.
We could refer to each other by our names. Well, Alex, right? And
you do that?
Yeah, but we could do that all the time, and that way it's very prominent.
Okay.
Or Mr. Machine.
Can I have a go? Can I try it out?
Give it a try.
Okay, I'm going to try it out. Hi guys, myself Machine, your host, joining by... No, I don't like it.
No, I don't like it.
It feels really ugly.
Yeah.
Okay. Chad, Janko, my name's Alex. Let's get into it.
Alex,
we do have Mirage, our first map.
Yeah, sometimes you watch a player, and he's real good at taking one part of the map. And that's Rain at middle on Mirage on the T side. I was watching when he got into connector, and it was like the CTs they were saving, there wasn't really anything they could do. The bomb down was on B, he was just kind of holding him there. He gets the first kill from connector. Now, he doesn't know where the other two players are. The other two players are in window, waiting for him to overextend out connector, and then just kill him. He doesn't move. He just sits weirdly in this super off-angled limbo position, catches the player who jumps out window because he hears the sound cue. The other guy pushes around connector to come around behind him and also kills him, and it just makes it look too easy. It's like this guy just doing it round and round again. Makes Counter-Strike look simple. And
that's, you know, that's the word that we often find ourselves using when especially watching players of FaZe's caliber, which is intuition. You know, we heard Shox refer to Kenny when his intuition in the game, and there is a real element of that, especially when you watch Rain play. It does look easy.
It's crazy in a game to have a thing like intuition, right, that actually plays a huge role. Yeah. Which is, it does. Like, that's just the fact of the matter. It's like timings, or sometimes you get into a game, and I know that even when we're all playing pugs and stuff, you feel it sometimes. You just get these timings. And
yeah, I know what's happening.
And then they're doing this at the highest level and just making other professional teams look silly.
Yeah. And did they make Heroic look silly? I mean, that USP round did make them look silly.
That definitely made them look silly. But then again, FaZe looked silly in the round where Nico from Heroic got those 3 kills with the Deagle, letting them all jump over him and pass him and so forth. So yeah, in the second half, it was a rather messy game with rounds going back and forth. But I think it's important for FaZe to have such a strong T side, even on a map like Mirage, where they always used to do so. Because, you know, going back into the swing of things, yesterday in that game versus VP, it was an abysmal T side on Train, and that's going to be the next map. So, you know, good to see them getting things back up and running.
And 130 ADR, once again, we start talking about these crazy numbers, and it has been, you know, we talk about Simple for Na'Vi, we talked about previously, who was it? There was Shox that was closing in, it was, of course, Sunny from Mouse, who managed to break 120 ADR, and this is just like today and this week we've seen some crazy numbers, and again, this time Rain's the one delivering close
Feeling
to 30
better,
frames.
obviously.
Yeah, he certainly has, looking rejuvenated in his gameplay after Katowice, plagued with illness and playing a full 5 maps of Counter-Strike. That can't have been easy, and neither will Train. However, when we did start breaking this one down, we just touched on it in our pre-match. Chad, you gave us a little bit of a shining light, a bit of a, you know, a kind of chink in the armor of FaZe, which was Train.
Yeah, because their T-sides can look relatively flat, right?
In what way?
That was if people weren't making plays or finding space and getting kills, which they were doing. Now, this map is a little bit different. I think Rain has more of an impact on the CT side than he does on the T side. Players like Nico have more of an impact on the T side, you know, getting out team mid, being able to weasel around and get those opening kills. Guardian as well as one with the AWP to find the openings. When I say it's flat, they just tend to go into the cookie cutter, go inside, try the execute, and then just wait it out utility and go for executes from there. FaZe are better early, I think, at heads-up Counter-Strike, playing aggressive, finding space, and then playing the rhythm of the game, as opposed to trying to start too early with being too technical, and then they seem to get shut out. The players don't get going, they're not firing on all cylinders, and then from there, it's a little bit more difficult for them.
Yeah, and how is Heroic's Train? I'm trying to see whether or not this is a map that they play often. I can see...
No main AWPer on Train.
Oh, that's right. Yugi's nuts on Train.
Yeah.
We all... Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah. That's a problem, isn't it? No dedicated AWPer. Snappy has been doing an okay job, though,
On Inferno.
On a map that isn't so
True,
heavy.
so this is where it's going to be more difficult for Heroic, right? We saw in some of the highlights that they do some aggressive moves on the CT side, you know, towards Ivy, and that's something that we've seen on Inferno from them as well, and that's the way you probably need to play versus FaZe here. So the question is whether they will be able to execute that without their primary AWPer.
Yeah, Heroic's map pool does seem to kind of lean towards more of your Infernos of the world. Train is something that they can play, and they're comfortable. Nuke as well is something that they like to play. So we almost know for certain that this is not going to be a map that typically, even with a full roster, they are the most comfortable with. This is that, that middle tier we always talk about with teams.
Well, they have the executes, right? We saw it on Nuke last night. They have strategies. They definitely have the set pieces, the all-ins, that kind of plays. But the thing is,
Counter-Strike isn't that anymore, is it?
Well, look, it ebbs and flows constantly now. I think we're at a point in Counter-Strike where you're always going to have strats in with skilled individuals just running around headshotting, right? Yeah. We're not at a point where we're in strat eras and then we're in just individually based eras anymore. I think the game is like leveled out a bit.
Yeah.
But Heroic have the right stuff to get into the right places. Do they have the players to show up to make the kills to finish the round? That's the question mark.
Outside of Yugi, where do we look? Like, as in,
it's meant to be Nico as the second guy,
I was going to say, is that what we've got? And are you convinced by Nico?
I think
Heroic Nico?
Yeah, I think he's maybe a bit inconsistent, right? When he's having a good game, it's a great game, and we see some of, like the Deagle round, his aim can be very much on point and so forth, but it doesn't happen as often, and you wonder if it's because of the changes, or maybe, playing against this level of opposition, can he really, be consistent? So, I think we'll have to wait and see.
And I'm talking waiting to see, of course, something that we don't have to wait to see is the result from the grand final on Train. Now, Flusher was pulling out some madness. But was there any flaws that we found ourselves outlining about FaZe on Train?
Look, they obviously went down with the 2 big clutches, right? The Flusher 2.
So there wasn't anything
Well, those were pivotal rounds late in the game. The fact of the matter that Flusher winning that round with an ace to get them to even overtime means that FaZe probably should have taken it. Now, little bits and pieces, you can argue day in, day out, but that was a more complete FaZe. They're approaching it with balls. They're actually having some good calls on the T side. They didn't look scared and timid. They just got out-clutched and outplayed by, a very skillful member of the Counter-Strike scene.
And they certainly did look good, right, Yanko? I mean, there was a lot of credit to be given to FaZe for the way that they approached Train. Is there anything that jumps out as we're about to jump into this one to look out for from FaZe?
I mean, not necessarily. I agree that it's, a bit more individual than some of the other maps. They don't have as many elaborate strategies, not as much depth potentially on the T side like they do on Mirage. But, I mean, they can still get it done. You have to remember Guardian, is a beast on this map, so they have a lot of weapons to play with.
And we're going to be playing with our casters, and he's playing along with you guys at home. We do have them.
What?
I don't want to play. You don't want to play?
No.
No?
No, Mom, no.
Go away.
All right, no fun and games then. I'll ask you one final question, guys, before you jump into this one.
You did this last time.
No, but this is just a personal one.
Oh, good.
Favorite map to cast?
Ooh.
As we jump into this one.
You?
Inferno.
Strike.
You
maybe Crash.
Okay. Thinks he knows COD 4.
Yeah, a little vacant, maybe.
I
liked it. I liked it. Main timings, get it through the vent. Let's go.
Counter-Strike map.
Counter-Strike map. I would say probably still Strike.
My God.
Can we get that original back, please?
Yeah, just bring it back in.
It's Mirage is the answer.
Mirage is a great map, to be
fair.
fair.
Strike is Mirage now.
Yeah,
I think, yeah. It's pretty much the same. There's a few tweaks.
We could do a city streets. It could be a district.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is that's my territory.
Was that your jam?
Not a B-side one, which no one cared about anyway, so I just sat there all the game. It was useless. Come on.
Who goes there? I don't know. These North Americans, man.
You just gotta get the smokes out.
North Americans. No. Doesn't make sense. Anyway, we're on Train, a whole different map. And yeah, I don't know what to expect from this game because it was ridiculous in the last matchup we watched, right? The last map was weird as you like. Deagles were everywhere. People were winning rounds they shouldn't. And Moddy's in for a lot of trouble.
He's in for a bit. He's gone, so it's definitely a little more than a lot of trouble. It's a deathly contagious illness, as Nico does get one back onto Kerrigan, but watch for Guardian because he's got Snappy downed immediately. Still not back and forth while I say that, and it's not really so much. It was on the entrance. It's all Heroic afterwards, so 1-0. They'll take the good early lead.
And we've seen Heroic do well once they had these pistols. They won one in the last round. Last map. But the problem was that then they lost to just USPSs. So, I mean, that's always going to be a threat. Probably a little trickier to make count on this one if you're FaZe. You're not going to get the same opportunities, but I mean, I don't know. I'm really hoping for a cleaner, better caliber of game because that was very sloppy. This kind of very crazy Counter-Strike was happening, which can be exciting, but I kind of want to see consistency from these teams. And, it's a lot to ask of someone like, I guess, Heroic, who are working with a stand-in, and you still got Moddy kind of fitting into this roster and finding his position. But from FaZe, I expect that kind of meticulous approach, which, coupled with their flair, is a very, very exciting prospect when it works well. But into this round, they have a couple of Deagles, CZ, and that Scout. And you want a couple of tags to kind of allow that Scout to do what it wants. But Snappy, well, he's got other things in mind. He wants to have a go with that MAC-10 and build up some funds, get the money looking quite nice. Spots out one, but Olaf Meister, good positioning. pushes up to the spot that he almost has been named after, but Snappy is well aware of this possibility. And look at that bomb. Straight towards B. You might just isolate off Snappy, but by that point, bomb will be planted, and you're good after plant positions.
Wow, Snappy trying to find something from hell. Gets taken down by Guardian on the scout. He's turned around to find Maudie. Oh, goodness me. You mentioned it last game as well. They got taken down by Pistols. Guardian, 2 kills on the scout. Still on 100 HP. He's going to change his angle up considerably. Olaf hanging out T-spawn. They will have to concede, obviously, at this point in time, but they'll keep those weapons, and they force out quite a bit of reinvestment. And on top of that, Olaf with the AK. He'll be loving it. Like McDonald's. I beat you to it.
Well, for Heroic, it's a round on the board, and for them, that should be enough to keep going forward, keep building up these rounds, and hopefully they need to keep that money being stable as they can be here. That became such a poignant piece in the last map. T side, it's not so punishing, but that CT side, once they get there, they know they've got to keep this clean. And on the other side, we have that hero rifle still on Olaf Meister. Obviously keeping that one over. Guardian still on the scout. Everyone else, light investments up to 2k. Nothing beyond that. You don't want to start wasting money. So they're going to keep it right on the nose. Olaf Meister, how much difference can you make is essentially the question here. How much damage can you get done? And the answer is none. I guess literally a bit of damage chipped away at Rubino and Snappy, but it doesn't really equate to much. And you can see the pinch coming out now. Down Ivy we go. Snappy again unleashes, but this time he follows up well. Guardian goes, and that's your main threats removed. As Rain can't make that CZ work anymore. Money now stabilizes for Heroic. That's what they needed. This big rifle round comes in, perfect. Get the AKs, upgrade what you can. Snappy, this is perfect. Really, really perfect for him, considering he was on the Mac 10, made some money, and even recovered the rifle.
So Guardians to the op. Let's see if they can shut down Heroic and get things back in their favor. Quick smoke inside, quick flash inside, outside, side, inside from where he was standing because there's a courtyard. You get what I mean? Not to the inside side. I hate that. I hate that it confuses itself based on normal words in the English language. Olaf falls off ladder. He's gotten them, spotted them, and gets damaged. Not enough for that nade to get a kill, but certainly it helps. It'll put Monty onto 68. Has to tag onto 46, and Guardian just destroys Tag through the smoke. Good read. Nearly catches out Rain, though. Rain goes up and tends Rubino. He would have been calling, please stop shooting me or trying to shoot me. Garrigan takes down Monty. This is absolutely their round. 5 players up and Snappy. See ya. Go save your gun.
Off he goes. Diffuse comes in. Rain can do that. No need to bring Carrigan in just to do that one. And they get the AKs on board as well. So Snappy can keep hold of his. He's in a good position money-wise. He can drop out teammates aplenty. But beyond that, the rest of the team now going to be made a little more humble rather than building up that huge funding behind them. But on the other side of things, FaZe looking very competent in that retake. You saw Guardian. He's always had such great timing when it comes to, shooting through smoke. And he's one of the first players to discuss, that 3-second wait and then, go for it. That was his thing for a little while, but everyone kind of does it. But, yeah, no, it's just good seeing him having a good performance. He was a little quiet on Mirage. Wasn't quite having the headline performance, but this could be a big chance, but flashed off away from it. Has to be forced back, and Heroic get some decent map control. They stop the CT side of getting that early free information. They keep him tamed. And see if they can build anything from that. A couple of flashes exchanged, bit of utility being toyed with over by Ivy here, but they're not actually committing to it, but they're going to keep Carrigan at least on his toes.
Certainly will for now, as Guardian heads back around. Carrigan, AK, Olaf, AK, Rain, AK, CT's AKs, yay!
Pardon?
I don't know, just celebrating the fact that they were able to carry some rifles over. Let me have my fun. Don't rain on my parade. Kissing my shreddies. Nico takes down Rubino. He's one of the M4s, and he's on the floors. Rain takes out Madi in return. Tag the only kill, and gets another one to go along with that, adding on to the fact that Olaf's down, but it's just Snappy that remains bomb near the train on the ground. Should be kept there, held there. Whatever you'd like to say. Rain's gonna get the kill.
Rain, the little mouse shake of not as clean as I'd like, but it's got the job done. And speaking of job done, the money is starting to deplete here for Heroic. You can see Snappy being the kind of man to bankroll the team, going to drop out at least one rifle. Curious what he goes for now, if he goes right back in or he goes for the glass cannon. It will be the glass cannon coming out, so that's a big investment from him. He's down to absolutely nothing. And on the other side, we have Guardian on the orb, full utility. FaZe starting to look very nice in this, really well set with their purchases. But for Heroic, they need this round if they want to stick into this. They know that money's going to start getting tight after this fact, but how do you get around this one? We already saw that little bit of a dance back and forth last round down by Ivy with the utility. This time it looks like they want to actually maybe toy with it. It's Carrigan on the other side. Doesn't quite get the nade deep enough that he'd want. It bounces off the top. Rubino gets quite close here. Snappy's with him, and so is Essetag.
Carrigan. Rain's gonna wait with the AK in hand. Snappy on the AWP is snappy indeed. Carrigan's dead, for those of you wondering.
And this boat's kind of curiously now for FaZe. They have to push up to a degree. They were left by, what, like E-Box at the front of the train, so they have to find a response, otherwise they're going to get herded in by Heroic. But Heroic didn't exactly springboard off this, and I'm curious if they've allowed a little bit too much time now.
Nico. Top green does spot Nico in return, but it's FaZe that we're watching, and FaZe with the kill. Rain's able to add to that by getting Maudie, but Snappy's back. And FaZe Nico's down Guardian back toward the old bomb train. Won't be able to spot the outside of the bomb itself, or rather the current bomb train, the new one. And therefore the bomb is planted. Guardian, oh yes, telegraph. Let us know that you know, because Snappy knows as well, and now we all know that you're dead. Olaf in a 1 versus 2. No kit, by the way.
Flash and a nade, and Rubino first port of call. He gets past that, and now the 1v1 begins. He knows where Snappy is as well, but he's going to be quick about this. No kit is a problem. He's picked one up, so that's going to speed up the process, but he still needs to get past Snappy. And is he just doing this?
Pros don't fake. Oh, he heard him.
Oh,
he heard him, and Snappy's on the op.
Comes around, big round from Snappy. That's 4 kills there. He started off well by finding Carrigan, and then it all fell into place. And look at the money. The situation's now spun around. You can see the drop's going to come out if they need it. Rain can kind of supplement a little bit. You can see a drop coming through, and back and forth we go. So again, they can still get a purchase here, but they're now kind of skating on thin ice. And for Heroic, the scoreboard's looking far better. At 4-2, they've kind of brought themselves right back into this. It was looking like maybe FaZe were going to start tearing away at them, but no. This is a good start. Try and make it work while you can. Get that good T-side in, because you know the FaZe will always have a good T-side. Make your statement while you can. It looks like a B hit's coming through. I wonder if see that quick play back up from Rain, depending on the information that Olafmeister is going to push back to him. I don't know who's watching this. I think Rubino's got eyes on it for now. He's kind of keeping tabs. Nice little angle he's got there. A little bit of a cheeky spot, but at the moment we have Guardian supporting as well. And that's perfect. These two players look pretty well versed at this, but Olafmeister considered for a second that upper side of things because Guardian couldn't see it. And this is where the problems begin. The bomb's now going down on the bomb site. There's 4 players on the retake, but it's not an easy one to get back into here.
Not an easy one at all, not with the smokes down either, as Rubino gets forward of most of the utility to being deployed in his direction. Not the smoke, but the smoke actually aids him in getting closer. So does the flash, but the flash not timed well, and Kerrigan gets the shot. Now the retake truly on, as Snappy has to watch from above in the AWP. He's got one alley, one facet covered, flash in, and oh look, there's a Nico right in front of me, as other Nico. Heroic Nico. God damn you guys. Tries to get killed through smoke. Can't do it. Rain will get the shot instead. And Diffuse comes in for Kerrigan. 4-3. Reset for Heroic. It was only a 2-round bonus, but this one certainly hurts because they go back down to just a $1,400 injection.
Yeah, and Snappy's been so good when he can get his hands on that AWP as well. That's a shame that's been kind of taken away from him. We do see the Deagle back out for Heroic's Nico. And that was a real problem, actually, for FaZe. And I wonder if we're going to see more of that. This map, it's kind of hard to make happen in comparison to Mirage, where it's a little bit more viable. But maybe they can make something stick. We do see some P250s, another Deagle as well from Modi. Just not like they haven't completely shied away. Olafmeister going to pop up the nade. He does have Guardian behind him again. Coordination was good on that initial moment, and this is all about coordination between these two. Let's see how well they can kind of couple this together. It should be well, maintained. There shouldn't be too many threats. A bomb plant is exactly what you want to be seeing if you're Heroic, and maybe a kill to follow up. Guardian, that was slow for Guardian. I mean, everyone else, that's fine. Molotov goes in. Olofmeister watches the cross, and Tag actually going to get the bomb down. Molly going to take away Olofmeister. That's huge. You've got 2 players alive, and really, that's mission accomplished.
Molly on 12. Work his way back up and around, but has to walk away, ultimately, in this situation. Knows there's no way that he's going to win it. Doesn't save it, Deagle, or excuse me, Armor, but does keep it Deagle. Maybe he gets one more kill, which buys, you know, a little bit of time in terms of the fact that they have to reinvest, but ultimately it makes no difference in the round. He's going down either way. 4-4. FaZe with another 2 in a row. And with that plant, just barely enough money for Heroic to buy, and they knew that. That's why they were content with allowing that bomb to be defused.
Ooh, CT side aggression. You love to see it. Don't know if it's going to work out, but it's exciting. Olofmeister does make it count, and that's great. So much map control and information gained, but it's Carrigan doing wonders. 2 big kills. Snappy and Tag get completely scythed down as they tried to push up by Ivy. And that's just going to keep complete lid on this situation. Until now, the big difference maker is Nico here for Heroic. If he can find a little bit of a room to work, if he gets the timing right on Rain, things could be great, and they are. Right off the ladder he goes as it's down to the 2v2.
Olaf, ooh, just barely missed out on an opportunity to take down Rubino, but you know what? I think Nico's gonna get the same and better opportunity as he makes quick work of both. And you can go ahead and get the defuse. I want the WP. Almighty weapon power.
Is that what it stands for?
Yeah.
Okay.
All-weather protection.
Yeah. Is it Arctic Warfare Police? I think is actually what it stands for. I don't know. If someone out there knows, treat me right.
Why do they get their own gun?
I don't know. Rude, isn't it?
Who are they?
Who are you? Hold on, let me get on the research, Matt. You can take over.
Yeah. I want facts.
I'm on it. All right. What does?
Can I get a fact check? Where's your? What do they call that again? Rain to take down Tag. Bibliography, that's what I was looking for. Bomb down inside of the sights, inside of the outside sight. As Rain tries to do what he can to Maudie, but Maudie just playing with them, flirting with it, dragging this out as long as he possibly can. FaZe will eventually get their 6th round. We now have 10 in the books. You can do the math. For those of you who are from the UK.
Are you flaming my country?
Would never do such a thing.
No.
It's not my style.
No. Yes, it is Arctic Warfare Police. I'm going to do a little bit more research into who they are. I just want to double check. But this is a buy round, so things get a little bit more exciting. No AWP out for Snappy, which could be an issue because he's been so darn good at it. Especially with it. So smoke goes in over towards Pop. It does turn the attention of Rain, and actually you can see the strike. This hit is so well constructed. Heroic push and pull at the right times, making Rain completely unable to operate. Now Nico is worried. He's wondering what the hell's happening, but the flash kind of gave away the game. They come flooding through the smoke, and they just get completely taken down. It's 2 players remaining from Heroic, and I don't know if they can maybe make these angles work, but they are. It's Snappy again. 2 kills for him this round, but I don't know if there's any more to be found here.
Kerrigan got 1, but gave himself up. Guardian was never detected. Kerrigan pulled just enough away, and Guardian's able to slide back out with the CZ. We go 7 rounds now for FaZe. What have you got for me, Lauren?
All right,
I'll let you read more.
Yeah,
you
I'm
just
trying to get into
sorry.
this. You know, it was made in the UK.
No wonder it's so terrible.
How dare you? How very dare you?
No wonder it's the worst and most expensive gun in the game.
Our economy is pretty poor. Help us.
Why would they help? Why would anyone help you? You just voted to leave everyone.
I mean, you're not wrong. God, Brexit. God. My passport was so good not too long ago. Now, it's basically trash. And what isn't is Olofmeister on an AWP, apparently. He's going to pick that one up. Guardian gets caught on the switch to the CZ. The only one small downfall of that gun that is incredibly OP is how long it takes to get ready. 4v4 now. Nico confused. Both Nico's confused. Stop it.
He's going to be super annoyed by that. Gets a kill because the nade goes off anyway, but Snappy's going to get the bomb. I don't know if it was us lagging or him lagging when we snapped over to observe him.
Yeah.
It looked like he was a little bit lost in his aim. Either way, it's 2 versus 2, and Snappy does, as I mentioned, recover the bomb. He's got an AK-47 to work with. Esatag only has 9 HP. But, oh, okay. All right, that's cool. They go around the train together. I was going to say, has position on Rain. Rain just got away. Oh, this could one up. Oh, who's got the timing? That's the better question now.
Do you know the calls we made for Snappy just to wait? Let Esatag look around, find these players. And,
Well, he's called the sites open.
Yeah, here we go. This is a problem because Rain's not that far away. Depends where you plant for, but Snappy could still, oh my god, that molly, could still be in trouble. Olofmeister not going to really peek out through from connector, but Rain's in such a position. Does Esatag know this? Has he heard something? Has he got an inkling?
This is interesting.
Okay,
Double
are they doing
control
the bait?
room. That's interesting. I'm surprised you don't put the low HP player out to peek first, to be completely honest, but I guess they've got more confidence in Esatag on the rifle. An M4 at that, so he doesn't even have the headshot potential on 9 HP. They better hope Snappy makes this work and it goes to a defuse, and they're going to check it. They know everywhere else is covered off. Olaf baits in, but that allows him to climb the ladder. Not ready for Esatag. It works.
That was a really weird round. Like the
That
old
was an
bomb
interesting
train
round.
sort of thing going on there.
Yeah, like each team thought they one-upped each other because the site was fully clear by the CTs on the way in just based on Rain's position, but then they weren't ready for the doubling, climbed up. Yeah, it was like 2 clever ideas that could have easily failed,
Yeah.
and yet both kind of worked in the same way.
Very, very unique. And that does keep a bit of a fun game in mind. 7-5 is not bad at all. Now, Olofmeister, gonna hear these steps. He knows there's a big problem coming his way. That's a spray, though. 2 kills. Modi and Rubino try and make it down that ramp and merely get met with fire. 3v3 now. Bomb gonna be planted in decent after-plant positions to a degree. They have players in the right position. Nico's so low on HP, though. He needs to find a way to be relevant to this round, but you can already see Rain getting so close to this. Esatag with a high flash, gonna make that awkward, but it actually doesn't catch Rain at all, and Carrigan's there as well, but in the smoke, waiting in the depths is Snappy, integral to the success of Heroic thus far, and he's gonna have to do it again as the bomb is being defused right about now. There's nothing he can do to stop it, and now it's just to wait and see if there's anything you can get out of it in the end.
Funk's on, brother, right about now. Told you I was going to take words and sing them now. Check it out now, because FaZe actually whittled away at the economy just enough to, I think, bring out pistols only for Heroic. If that, they're not. Okay, there we go. That's a little more like it. So they'll put themselves at about 3K. 3 players stay on Glocks. Hey, credit to you if you want to make sure you get money enough for the next round, but it's going to be an AWP for Guardian, AK for Kerrigan, and 3 M4s.
Look, I've seen stranger round wins during this matchup than this one. That's not great.
Nope.
Tag, why are you making it more tricky for yourself? Not going to see much here. Olofmeister and Carrigan this time. Carrigan on the AWP here. And didn't switch it over to Guardian either.
That's amazing. I wish we could have seen that actually transpire. Olaf just lobs the nade in. The fact that the Molotov did so much damage, all we see is just bodies just flying through the air. That's awesome. That nade actually working. Heroic's just going to be like, all right, fair play. Can't do anything about that. Snappy in a 1 versus 5.
Yeah. All right, Snappy, let's have a go. All right, round 1, get past this player. No. Nope.
Round 1. Fight.
Pause time. Kind of an interesting pause, right at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well do something because you're going to have a last buy, and Heroic is going to be desperate for rounds at this point.
Because I think we all know that FaZe generally... Oh, this is the nade, I guess. Here we
Here
go.
it is. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, it's through the top window.
Yeah, that's exactly it. No, look, it goes bang right on top of them.
Ooh.
It's so good.
Very nice. You love to see that.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. He'll be laughing too. Look up in the corner. Oh, guys, I know where they are. And they're all dead.
Got him.
Fine. Got him.
Got him.
With
but
a
yeah.
3 and a hashtag. Might as well
Right.
throw hashtag wrecked after that as well.
Please stop.
Maybe Brutal Savage wrecked.
There's just no need, is there?
Is there ever?
Fair point. Back into this we go, 9-5, and a last real ditch effort on this T side from Heroic. If they get, you know, a 9-6, that feels pretty doable, but FaZe, even just that one, you know that T side's so good, but look at the pace coming in, snappy straight away, the bulldozer straight through Rain.
Figure it out. They both won into the corner at the same time.
Fair
Fair
looked
play.
so good.
Fair, they got the opening kill. Nico's going to try and get the second kill, maybe the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth.
I believe. Really not doing too much here, Heroic. They, you know, trading out wasn't the best. Rubino's still building up over by Ivy. That's going to cut off Karrigan for now and make Guardian's attention turn. And you can see that's when Nico wanted to maybe make that hit happen. But on the other side was his counterpart and clearly greater number, so it doesn't really have the success that he was wanting there.
Oof. Snappy takes down Nico. Back to level footing. So Nico only managing one kill in the round, not the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. As Karrigan with an AWP. Oh, positioned well. Can't do anything about Rubino. Rubino's feeling brave to get around the corner and get away from that AWP. And feeling even more brave to run through flames. But does so anyway, down to just 58 HP. Tagged again. Nate as well. Goes back in, takes the fight. He is just manning up. He's just running around. They have to, though, because there's only 16 seconds. So bomb gets to B. And Rubino, in being so disruptive, allows the plant to go in and B in some fashions, because now Olaf has to rotate back over. Spots Monty, good flash, and he's gone. This round is suddenly winnable for Heroic. The timeout might be justified if they can find that 9-6 scoreline. Guardian jumping up on top of the spool, looking for the shot. It's Karrigan that gets it instead. Double up on the retake. Two formidable players, certainly Guardian with it, also on a CZ, and it's all on Rubino. He has the high ground. Oh, yes, does he ever? He knows where they both are. Spots, and get wrecked.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Karrigan gets the M4 and makes short work of him.
Didn't expect it from Karrigan, but he does exactly what's required. But I really like what Rubino did then for a little bit of time. It looked like he was buying so much time. All the attention was turned towards him, and you could see the cogs just kind of spinning over in Olaf Malice's mind. And he was like, this isn't it. We're all here. We're all looking at this bit of a ruse. I've got to get going. So, in the end, it wasn't, you know, the greatest of halves coming out from Heroic. It's not too bad at all, but we know that FaZe bring a hell of a lot on these T sides. That's when you get to see the very best of them. Ooh. And that, very nice from Guardian.
Interestingly, he only got one there. Nico actually had the other kill on that, but it looked like he got both. It looked pretty. It was good from far, but far from good.
Stop summarizing my life, Matt.
Oh, ouch. That was,
Self-deprecating humor is all I've got.
I know, but sometimes it hurts me too.
You know, you just got to get in there for everyone else.
I'm sorry.
You know, my feelings. But yeah, no, I don't know what to expect in the second half. I'm curious what Heroic have. We've seen a bit of a competitive game out of them. Scrappy was the only way I can really summarize what we saw in Mirage. That was a very back-and-forth game. It never really settled in too much. And when it did, it was obviously FaZe's favor. But I wonder what they can dig up here for Heroic. You know, these guys are working with a bit of a bum hand. They haven't been given everything to play with yet. But a 10-5 half is certainly not over at all. But you still feel if this pistol doesn't go their way, it spirals.
So, oh, do you know? Maybe you know. What is the heart symbol that's all over Counter-Strike maps?
The heart symbol?
You'll see it on the side of the truck right now.
I have no idea.
It's on Nuke as well. It's not Black Mesa. It's not the other one, Aperture.
I don't know.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows, and Valve won't say anything.
Volvo, please.
It's got to be something from like Half-Life 2 somewhere, right? Like there's got to be something when you run by the sewers maybe, and you're running from the helicopter. It's like a little Easter egg.
Maybe.
Snappy gets Nico. Good start. Olaf pulls it back, but gives away his pistol because he's looking to pick up a different one. That gives us a tag a chance. That's a tag a chance to now find more as well as he looks toward aim. But Amadi has to slip off this. The advantage firmly for Heroic, and they might get this pistol round.
All right, Guardian. Let's see what you're made of.
My man.
What are you made of, my man? Guardian has no armor. He was one of the guys to probably give over that P250 we saw not too long ago, and he's actually going to make it across to site. He can get a bomb plant out of this. No one's that close by, so Molly's the first one over. A little isolated on his own. Guardian's going to the oil train. awkward angle to play from. But Monty doesn't seem aware this could be a possibility yet, but he adjusts well enough and does get the shot through, so he'll get Heroic right back into this. The defuse is no problem either. 3 alive is good. Defuse to follow, it's about keeping it clean now. This is that window of opportunity we wanted to see happen for Heroic, to get them that chance to really pull this game back.
Well, they've certainly given themselves that opportunity. We'll see if they can take it and run with it this time. They can spread their wings and learn to fly. Blackbird. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm so sorry. Point is, they've struggled to convert the rounds after pistols.
Yes. This is incredibly light from FaZe. Almost sod all purchased. Obviously, they did get the plant, so I mean, it's respectable, but, you know, really shying away from anything. Rain just went for the deagle. That's about it. The rest, hoping for a plant, and that's completely and utterly doable. They have players there, but on the other side, you got to see Nico. That's huge. Rain still finding S-Attack too. He's causing so many rotates. He's pulled away Snappy. That's left one player to guard B. That's Nico. This is the whole plan, bear in mind. Rain's gone down, and now FaZe go for the hit. Nico has to deal with this, and he's done just that. Support came in from Snappy in the end as well, and it's a good shutdown from Heroic. 4 alive this time, and the SMG on Nico getting some kills there is great.
So 10-7, but the guns come out early. As expected, you mentioned it. 2 FAMAS, UMP, and an M4 to combat 5 AK-47s. Advantage slightly with FaZe, but economically you would reside still with Heroic. That nade looked like it was going to do considerable damage. Only was 4 Rain. I don't know, man. Kerrigan starts to investigate toward the Brown Halls, and Guardian is toward A main.
Yeah, Molly's pretty close here. He's playing by E-Box. That could be a bit awkward to get past. S-Tag's gone down. That's Nico's hand doing that. Molly, the timing's just not right. He swings out wide and he gets found by Nico. This is big from him. 2 kills already. Not a third. That's Kerrigan's. And now just Nico on Heroic's team. And Rubino left here. And not really in a position to do much. The smoke's still up. Position's duly noted. And FaZe are hunting them down like dogs. Rain's going to find Rubino. And the HP is low, but I don't see that UMP managing to do all of this.
If it did, money, money, baby. That would be insanity. He gets the first one, he'll get the AK. That'll be sufficient. He'll run away with that, or try to at the very least. Kerrigan has predicted his course of movement and gets in the line of fire rather than fires anything in return. So Nico, still with 100 HP, has 2 kills, the AK, and Nico in pursuit. Nico versus Nico. Who's gonna win? It's gonna be Nico. Oh, he actually got him to 1 HP. Fair play to Heroic's Nico. That might actually... Okay, good enough. He's far enough away. He's in the halls. I was gonna say, that might actually take him down. Not even close. This was a bit confusing. Nico fired between them, and I saw the bullets ricochet off the train, and I was wondering what angle the CTs had, but I think it confused... I didn't catch who it was. I think it was Snappy that went into the left. I think even he stopped for a minute and looked back at Nico, like, where did that come from? Because it had a very odd tracer off of the train.
This is what we said about this matchup, that pistol will give the opportunity to Heroic, right? It gives them that small gap where maybe they could find something through it, but you can't ever rest on your laurels. FaZe are so good at punishing any small mistake, finding opportunities. Nico having 2 big openers there was obviously a huge help. But I mean, even beyond that, they had it all going well for them. As the timeout concludes, Heroic need to have their mindset really pulled into place here coming into this one. FaZe starting to warm into it a little, maybe. See if they can continue this forward in commanding fashion, or if maybe it's going to get closer. Plenty of opportunity for that as well. And let's see what purchases we have coming out on the deck. Just a rifle purchase and a completely clean round from Heroic. Again, you know, we're seeing actual ecos.
Yeah, real ones. Is this 1.6?
Was this what it was like, Matt?
I don't know, I was busy playing COD 4. Alex seems to think that I never did. He's oblivious to many of things, though, isn't he? He's so sweet and innocent when he's naive. Well, sweet and innocent and as docile as a lamb. That's about Heroic in the last round because they didn't do much. Not that they could with pistols.
No, but then again, we did see FaZe kind of winning that on Mirage. But I mean, this game's been it's been a tough one. You know, it's been a tricksy one. 7-12. Yeah. big opportunity now for Heroic to try and get back into this matchup. It's been starting to pull away from them here, but Snappy on the AWP is a big swing factor. Maybe he can get some connection, but it looks like the smoke's already being lined up by FaZe quite possibly. I'm wondering if this could be a bit pacey from them. No, they slow it down a little as Morty needs to be very careful here. On the other side, there's 2 players, and Carrigan flashes down. Great positioning from Morty. Outdoes Carrigan and then some. So he's going to fall back a little, find a new spot, expects the hit coming out from Connector. It's not there just yet, but Nico, a little ahead of the curve, taking direct fights against people with no one else with him.
Oof. Guardian takes down Nico Olaf. He's going to sit to wait. And sit and wait he shall for Madi, who's desperate to get on the flank, desperate to make the retake more likely. Unfortunately, his teammates have done not anything in that fashion as Guardian has taken down Snappy, and Olaf will get Madi. It's just as a tag, and we're looking at 13 potentially. He's got a bit of a chance. No kit is the biggest problem. No utility to use to try and deter that either as he works his way in. And Guardian still on the low side. Olaf positioned above. Tap the bomb. That'll invite Olaf in. And as a tag looking in front, not behind, runs into Guardian.
Is your accent okay?
I don't have an accent. You do. Nah, you see? It works that way, you know?
I mean, I can't say you're wrong. Just... Well, let's see where the nade stack goes to. P250, CZs, and it looks like it's going out right towards one player. Guardian, 5 HP and still alive. Somehow makes it away from the nuke. And he's still viable. Guardian can still be deadly on any HP as long as it's got, you know, 1 and up to it. Modi tries to make something happen off the back of it, but Nico's very aware of what's been happening and just taps him away. Look at this control. Rain to find Snappy 2. We're down to the last 2 for Heroic. Make it 1. As just there, Nico stands with the deagle to hand. Very potent weapon with him, but not this time. FaZe starting to stride ahead here. Heroic looked like they had this at least being competitive for quite some time, but that T-side coming out from FaZe, we've seen that coordination kicking in. We've seen that individual power, and look at the money. It's so well set now.
Very well set. Nico on 10, so too with Esatag and Rubino. They're all very close together, but 19 for Snappy leads the way on his side. He's tied with Rain, but it's Guardian overall. Not surprising on Train, if I'm completely honest. FaZe looking to take this 2, or I shouldn't say 2-0, but 1-1, and that doesn't make sense either. You get it, the doubleheader, they're going to win both. They're going to get 2 wins tonight. That's what they're trying to do. It took me longer to say that than it took them to win both maps, potentially.
Words are hard.
Use your words. Use your words.
I'll get there one day. Well, utility being stripped away from Heroic here. They're being worked out a little. They've got some flashes, a Molotov left, but not much beyond that. The last smoke really being put down to play is that 1 defuse kit sits with Esatag. FaZe not rushing this though. They have so much to play with. Look at that full set of utility. Plenty of Molotov smokes, flashes galore. They can make whatever they want happen. They can paint this map however they fancy it. And for Heroic, they need to just sit back and I guess wait at this point. No CT side information being gathered either. Not really gone for that sort of thing. I don't blame him. It's hard to do it. Carrigan's slowly grinding up through by Ivy. On the other side would be Rubino, but Molotov well timed.
Nico. Good Molotov down. Is going to push Esatag out of position. If he had held top of the pallet, he might have actually been able to spot him getting up the ladder. Guardian caught jumping. Oh, goodness me. Esatag takes out Nico. And Mr. Urchill has come back in the studio, so get ready to go the distance.
All right, FaZe. Are you going to fight out of the curse that Chad has put upon this studio? Or will it be the comeback time? Oh, God, Chad, please leave. He's done it again.
Alex is here, though. That'll rectify the situation. He brings the stability in our life that we need. As the defuse will go Heroic's way, we will at least get to 14-8. But FaZe still swimming in cash like Donald Scrooge McDuck. Scrooge McDuck, that's the one that swims in the at the start of. No, it's not Donald Duck. I always found it really weird when
it's
Scrooge.
Because he dove into the pool of coins.
In DuckTales. Yeah, that was Scrooge, right? That I was in.
Yeah. But
the danger right behind you. Well, there's a stranger out to find you. DuckTales. Woo!
But no, it's like he dives into a pool of just coins. That's gotta hurt. Like, it's not like like.
No, I know, right? Every time I watch that, I was like, that's not how that works. Like, that's just gonna be like straight into metal.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Why is Alex? Go away, Alex.
Listen, Alex, is a duck's asshole watertight?
What is watertight is this T side right now. FaZe able to find 2 already. Esatag and Modi going down, leaving Snappy, Nico, and Rubino try and keep control of this, and they're doing actually just that. Snappy finds 1 towards Rain, so this hit isn't exactly going perfectly yet for FaZe. They need to get on towards the bomb site, try and find a way around. Information being thrown back through by Heroic's Nico, but look at the other man on the other side of things. Still moving up, still trying to find that avenue of approach.
Snappy waiting toward Ivy. Does have company heading his direction. Olaf's going to smoke himself off. Molotov as well, but Snappy thinks he can get it up just inside of the smoke. Not quite. Olaf never shows. Op certainly revealed, and he'll start to work down the lane. Rubino's got the hot seat inside of... Okay. Sandwich. That's not revealing at all. Nico's going to chase it as well. This should be...
Oh.
Yeah, it should be a free kill. I think that poor old Snappy's going to post up and wait to see if they do go B. Yeah, get the knife. Do it. Good night, Snappy.
It's just mean, isn't it?
And Guardian to close out Rubino. Map point for FaZe.
There we go. Well, at the moment, money is the issue. It's the motive, and Heroic don't have much of it left anymore. They're kind of out. Now, let's keep in mind, Mirage, they were able to do a lot of damage. Even with the Deagles, CZs, they're still so viable, but they're being outplayed right now by FaZe, who have full money. They're pretty well set. They even got some left in the bank, obviously, here, but 1 rifle on Snappy, that's your big kind of throw in here. That's your redeeming factor. And is this just a straight-up 5-man just push? It is. Both teams, both just going towards A. What the hell is this?
Fair play. This is how it ends. A bloody war, and it's going to be just as a tag left. FaZe dominance on the evening. We're going to pick up a 16-8 win surely any second. That certainly will happen. And they'll find 2 wins in the column tonight. Nico confirming that for us, despite us getting 1 more kill at least to salvage something for it. But well played to FaZe, looking unchallenged for the most part. Losing both pistols in that game, mind you, as well, and still getting a 16-8 victory. That's pretty impressive, if I'm honest.
Yeah, they certainly looked dominant throughout. There was moments for Heroic, but again, they looked like the broken team, not having that full 5, clearly hindering them here. And Train, you can't go against FaZe and kind of expect to have much of a better result, at least in my eyes.
No, I don't think so. I think FaZe has picked up a lot on Train. Speaking of Scrooge McDuck himself, hello, Alex. How are you?
Hi. Can you guys do a Donald Duck impression? How's that?
No, my grandfather could do a really good one, though.
I knew a kid in school. He made...
What was the kid's name?
Harvey.
Harvey Dent.
Harvey could do a mean Donald Duck impression, like the whole...
Yeah.
That just sounded like Disturbed.
All right. Much love to you
We
guys.
all got song references.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, we'll be back with your casters when we do get into your next game, chopping and changing it once again. I think Henry G will be in the hot seat with the Loz Dog, and we have Chatty B here and Yankee P to get into this one. We do, of course, have Train to discuss. I'm already regretting calling him Yankee P. Train. FaZe picking it up. Again, we saw like a little bit of a floundering from Heroic, and I think especially that the points we outlined previously, Chad, no Yugi, Train, FaZe. It just does not correlate into victory.
Starting on the T side as well.
Starting on the T side of
You
Train.
never love to see it. But Matt just touched on the fact that they won both pistols. Now, he was looking at it from the FaZe perspective, that FaZe only conceded 8 rounds. Well, Heroic only got 8 rounds with both pistols, and that was 5 in total from the eco conversions as well, right? So when that's your scoreline, it's not too effective, right? It means gun rounds are not having stock in, and that AWP was clearly missing from Yugi.
Yeah, we saw Snappy trying to hold Ivy on various instances, and of course, when you've got FaZe executing on you, Nico stabbing you in the back, it's not dream.
Yeah, and going up against Guardian, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a tougher task right now in terms of opping, and also you look at the way FaZe played on their T side. There was nothing fancy going on there. They just were brute forcing their way in, and through sheer skill and the advantage in firepower, were just crushing Heroic on that map.
Yeah, and I feel like this is where analysis kind of just feels a little bit null and void.
This is the thing, though. You have like the #1 ranked team in the world going up against number 12, who are missing their star player on a map that's AWP heavy.
Yeah, long story short, FaZe are going to win, and they did. We get to see a little bit of a highlight, though, from Guardian, and this is always a lot of fun just to see just the precision by which he does operate within. Very, very spicy with the AWP. Quick repositioning. I do have to say, though, I think this game would have been a whole lot closer, a lot more competitive had Yugi been playing. I guess that goes without saying, but this is a map where he is fantastic on. He says he's like a
Very
rash.
mobile.
He's all over the map. He'll get a frag inside, suddenly he's peeking you into the T main, you know, like He's quick.
It just means it's very difficult for us to look at this from the perspective of like what is good or bad for Heroic here, because they don't have their fifth playing right now, right?
Yeah.
You can't even critique their approach to the game. You can look at other players, say, are they performing up to par? Yes, no. It's across the board, it's so-so. But then you can say, FaZe, this is what we expect from them anyway. So it's like, it's not anything out of the ordinary at all.
No, and I think we'll actually go ahead and leave it there. Cut this one short so we have ample time to talk about our next one. We do have Mouse versus the Ninjas in Pajamas. This, we will have a lot to say. We have new rosters, full rosters, and 2 maps for you to enjoy. So don't you move a muscle. Your last series of the evening's coming up after this.
Hey Future Pros, this flash will aid in pushing out of T-Connector. It will also flash off any AWPer posted on T-Con from Connector. First of all, whack yourself into this corner. Aim anywhere inside of the highlight section, then throw the flash.